Hey, what's going on, everybody? Blitzball Champ is back here with a brand new video here on the U to the Tube. Okay, got some more Carolina Panthers talk for you tonight. So, free agency just started, and Carolina has made two moves with the offensive line. So, I just wanted to take the time to kind of go into a little bit of detail on the moves that they've made today. And I'll also be sure to link the ESPN link in the description box in regards to these two moves. So, first off, let's start with Pat Elflein. This was a guard, offensive guard, that they signed to a 3-year, $13.5 million deal. So 3 years, $13.5 million deal. So apparently has 6 million of that money guaranteed. So 6 million guaranteed. They were also kind of looking at a few things in this article about what it means and what's the risk in these moves. Where it says in the what it means section is Carolina is serious about spending money to rebuild the offensive line. Panthers have a big need at both guard positions, particularly the right side where John Miller became a free agent. Elflein could fit in there or play left side if Dennis Daly doesn't work out. He started the final 6 games at left guard last season. Regardless, Carolina gets position flexibility out of a player who also played center as a 5th-year senior at Ohio State. The risk they have is not much. They knew what they had in John Miller and obviously feel this is an upgrade since they didn't re-sign him before free agency began. The only risk is that Elflein doesn't play up to Miller's level, which was solid last season. Okay, and like I said, this is all written by David Newton. So, okay. So with this move, I mean, we all know the big complaint that a lot of the fans have is need to start working on the offensive line, build on the offensive line. And I got to give Carolina credit. You know, they're coming out of this free agency period, starting out, they're attacking the offensive line. So that's a good sign. Um, it sounds like this Pat Elflein is looking to pretty much be the John Miller replacement. Um, he seems to be very versatile. Can play guard at either spot and has some center experience. So I mean, versatility is nice. Um, and like I said, it was also mentioned about Dennis Daly, which honestly I think it would be nice to keep Dennis Daly as for depth. But being that this guy is getting a 3-year, $13.5 million deal, it's looking like he's a serious contender to be a starter on this offensive line. So, I mean, I'm not going to say this is a terrible signing or an extremely great signing, but it looks like the risk is low and it could be a beneficial signing in the long run. So, I mean, we'll see how it goes. They seem to have some good thoughts about him, especially to give him a 3-year deal. So, I mean, it looks like there's a chance he could work out. But, I mean, hey, there's versatility with this guy. So, this doesn't look like a bad signing. It doesn't look like a bad signing. Um, and then we got Cameron Erving, offensive tackle. Let's see what he got. So, they signed him to a 2-year deal, $10 million, with $8 million guaranteed. All right, what this means. The Panthers believe Erving, a first-round pick out of Florida State in 2015, so he was a Seminole, has a chance to be the starter at left tackle. He can play guard and center in a crunch, which is a bonus if things don't work out. However, Carolina invested here means they aren't confident in Greg Little. They weren't confident that Greg Little will take charge at left tackle following 2 injury-plagued seasons after being selected in the second round of the 2019 draft out of Ole Miss. What's the risk here? Erving really isn't an upgrade at a key position, and the fact he's in a prove-it mode this late in his career is concerning. In 2019, with the Chiefs, he had a 44.8 Pro Football Focus grade, which ranked second to last among all offensive tackles. Granted, Panthers didn't spend a ton on Erving, particularly if he winds up as a left tackle. If he doesn't, it's not such a great deal. Okay, if you ask me, I have mixed feelings about this signing. If they're going into this with the idea of him fighting for the starting left tackle position, then we got something to be concerned about. Because, as mentioned, we had somebody in Greg Little that, the few games that he did play seemed to show promise, but couldn't stay healthy. 2 injury-plagued seasons. Dude couldn't stay healthy. So we really, unfortunately, never got a chance to really see what he can really do through a season. So, and then with this guy, yeah, it sounds like he has some versatility, but I don't know. From what they're saying about him, it doesn't seem like he's an ideal choice for that left tackle position. Because, left tackle, that's the blind spot position. That's the position that's going to be blocking for the quarterback's blind side. So, I don't know how I feel about this signing. He could potentially provide depth if they plan on going with a much more bigger, skilled, named left tackle. But if they're honestly looking at this guy to be the starting left tackle, we got some concerns. That this potentially may be a red flag. To look at both guys, Pat Elflein, 6'3", 303 pounds. He's 26, so he's still young. He's definitely still young. He's coming from the Vikings. So he's young. He's still got plenty of years ahead of him, and he's got a decent upsize. So and then looking at Cameron Erving, a little bit older, bigger as well. 6'6", 305 pounds, 28 years old. Like I said, he's coming off an injury. He was with the Cowboys. He was out for the season. Had a sprained knee. But, I don't know how I feel about this signing. I don't really know if this is a great signing. I'm more comfortable with Pat Elflein, but with Cameron Erving, I'm gonna assume that this is for depth, because I will be shocked if this turns out to be the starting left tackle. I'll be very shocked. But as said in this article, it's really gonna be a prove it. Can he prove it? So he'll be put to the test, and hopefully he can bounce back after that injury season. But I got to give him credit. they're starting to work on this offensive line, and they're working on the needs to fill. And like I said, this Cameron Erving signing, I'm going to assume is for depth. I don't really see this guy being the starting left tackle. And if it comes down to it, Carolina will probably have to look to the draft for maybe their left tackle, or, if they're not going to be so keen on quarterback. But I'm still up in the air about what quarterback Carolina may try to go for in the draft. But offensive line is a big concern, and I just really hope that they get it right this year, at least with the offensive line. Because if they get it right with the offensive line, even if we have to stick with Teddy Bridgewater, at least he'll have plenty of protection. And then it just comes down to, can he make the plays? Can he make the throws? So, it's going to be interesting. I have to see what else happens with this free agency period as it gets closer and closer to the draft. I mean, and just with this division, I mean, Saints are bringing back Jameis Winston for a 1-year deal. So it looks like him and Taysom Hill are going to be battling for the starting job. Pretty much everybody that was on the Bucks is trying to stay with the Bucks. Tom Brady got an extension. Gronk is coming back. Shaquille Barrett. I mean, Chris Godwin. Like, everybody that's with the Super Bowl winning Buccaneers are trying to stay, and I don't blame them. But yeah, this team has quite a lot of work to do. But it's good to see them take initiative to get the work, starting with the offensive line. So, that's pretty much all that I have. Y'all let me know what y'all think about these two signings: Pat Elflein, offensive guard, and Cameron Erving, offensive tackle. Let me know what y'all really think about these two signings. Do you think they're good? Do you think they're okay? Do you think they're terrible? Who would you rather have? Who do you think Carolina should go for? If we're gonna hit on offensive line, focus on offensive line, who do you think they should really aim for, whether it's free agency or in the draft? But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, click that notification bell so you don't miss a video. And like I said, I'll put the link to this article in the description. Thank you for watching. This is Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram signing off. Hope everybody has a blessed day. I'll see y'all soon. Bye now.